Welcome to Bobbi Jo's. Today I'm going to be making pizza. I got this from Sam's. It's King Arthur pizza flour. This is 5 pounds of pizza flour. Each bag makes approximately 16 medium 12-inch pizza crusts. So we are going to see what we think about it. Now there's a recipe on the back for a Neapolitan style pizza crust, which you need to prepare ahead of time. I'm doing a same-day pizza crust, which the recipe is on the King Arthur website, but I will post the link in the video description for the recipe. Now, I measure everything out via my scale to make sure everything is the correct weight. I'm going to be using my stand mixer, so I'm going to have to move over to the other counter. I have 360 grams of flour, 2 teaspoons of instant dry yeast or active yeast. I keep my yeast in the freezer in this jar. Typically, I would proof the yeast first, but I know this yeast is good because I used it in bread this week and when I made breadsticks, and it worked great. So I'm not going to worry about proofing it. 8 grams of salt. 25 grams of olive oil. You want 7/8 to 1 cup of warm water, lukewarm water. I'm going to start off with 7/8, and then if that is not enough, we'll add a little bit more. We're going to take this over to the mixer and mix it all together with a dough hook. Okay, I'm going to go mix it with my rubber spatula first. Okay, the speed is on number 2, and we're going to let it knead for about 4 to 5 minutes. Now, after it's kneaded for a minute or 2, if it looks like it's too dry, go ahead and add the rest of your water. So I think mine is going to need the full cup. So I'm going to add the little bit of water I have left in there, so it'll bring that dough together. Okay, so it should barely clean the sides of the bowl, and if it's a little sticky, that is just fine. All right, here is my dough ball. It's nice and soft. It's a little sticky, but that is fine. Just gonna form it into a good dough ball here. I have put a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of this bowl. We're going to cover this, let it rise for about 1 to 1.5 hours. It's been rising a little over an hour. Next step, we're going to cut this in half because this is 2 pizza crusts. And then we're going to shape it into 2 balls of dough. I've got a little olive oil in this bowl. I'm going to stick that one in there. I'm going to leave this one in the same bowl. Just going to shape it. Your dough should be nice and soft now. We're going to cover it and let it rise for another 45 minutes. It says to rise while you're preheating your oven. It's not going to take my oven 45 minutes to preheat to 500 degrees. So I'll preheat my oven in a little while. All right, so we're going to cover these and let them rise for about 45 minutes. The recipe says to use a pizza stone, but I do not have a pizza stone. I'm going to use my 12-inch black lock skillet for my pizza. It also says with the pizza stone to preheat your oven on 500 degrees and preheat your pizza stone. I'm going to be doing it on 450 because cast iron gets so hot. I'm not sure. I've never cooked this dough before, and I don't want to burn it. So I'm just going to go with 450 because cast iron gets so hot. All right, and this is the ball of dough. It's nice and soft. Okay, we want to stretch this out into a 12-inch pizza crust. I'm going to put a little cornmeal down in the bottom of my skillet. And I'm just going to shape it in the skillet. I've got it shaped. The recipe says to go ahead and top it, but I'm going to go ahead and stick in the oven and bake it a few minutes before I actually top it. So I'm going to go get my toppings ready and stick this in the oven probably about 7 or 8 minutes. In this mini skillet, I have a half a tablespoon of butter. I'm going to add some garlic powder. I'd say that's probably about 1/4 of a teaspoon, maybe. And I'm going to add some Italian seasoning. And I'm going to take a fork. I'm going to mix all this together. And when I get the crust out of the oven, I'm going to brush it down with this. And then we'll top it and bake it. It baked for about 6-7 minutes. Now, we're going to give it some flavor. You can season it however you like. You don't have to do this step. I just like garlic butter on my crust. Now we're going to add our toppings. Going to add some spaghetti. This is spaghetti sauce. Does the same thing as pizza sauce. You can also use Alfredo sauce. Now I'm going to be using 3 different kinds of cheeses. This is finely shredded mozzarella. I'm also going to add, this is Colby and sharp cheddar that I've shredded together. Okay, we're going to do pepperoni. We have some kielbasa sausage. Also have some of these real crumbled bacon pieces. I get these from Sam's. This is the Sam's brand, and they're pretty good. Pepper flakes from my garden. I grow peppers. I grow hot peppers, dehydrate them, and make pepper flakes for things like this, chili, pizzas, anything I want to add a little extra heat to. Now I'm going to take this finely shredded mozzarella, sprinkle over the top, and then I just shredded I grated up some parm, and we're going to sprinkle that on. I want to get it on the crust. It'll give the crust a good little texture. We're going to put this back in the oven until the crust turns golden brown and the top is good and melted. Now, if the crust starts turning golden brown before the top is good and melted, I will turn the oven on broil for just a minute to melt everything up good. There's my finished product. It looks pretty good. Thinking I should probably cook it another couple of minutes, but we're gonna go with this because it's lightly browned. I usually like to get a little bit darker, but we're gonna go with this. I'm not gonna put it back in the oven. Now, the problem when you cook it in cast iron is you can't just slide it off onto another pan where you can cut it. My pizza peel is too big to fit down in this cast iron to scoop this pizza up. So what I'll do is I'll go under it with my big spatula. Just got my baking rack with some aluminum foil on top, and that's where I'm going to place it. Because you can't cut it in cast iron because you won't be able to get all the edges. Zoom out some so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, this is great. Look at this. it just pops right up. Perfect. I probably don't need the aluminum foil. I got some bacon bits that fell off onto my pan. All right, let me move this out of the way. These are hot. Look at that pizza. Let me get the camera down so you can... It's perfectly browned underneath. Yes, that looks perfect. I don't know if you can sharpen a pizza cutter, but I feel like my pizza cutter needs to be sharpened. Now you can cut this into smaller pieces if you want. We're gonna have big pieces. These pieces are hot. I wanna see if it'll focus in on the crust though. Look at that. Smells so good. All right, let's give it a taste test. It's the King Arthur pizza flour.
Oh, well, it's really good. First of all, it's crispy, thin, and it doesn't fall apart. The edge is thick, kind of like a breadstick, but it holds the toppings well. Of course, that has to do with her configuration of the toppings, but this is really good. I mean, this is like restaurant quality crust where it's evenly cooked. It's you know, it's cut without you know, sticking in the middle. You know how sometimes the cut doesn't go all the way through, but this cuts really well. It's got a good flavor, and the texture is awesome, and I like a crispy crust. So drool worthy and 2 thumbs up. Thank you.
Thank you for your review. Thank y'all for watching. Have a blessed day.